Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to today's live stream. I'm really happy to have all of you here. Today, we're hosting a very special interview session, and I'm excited to share this valuable conversation with you. Our guest today is Hamza Rathore English Wala. He is a talented communicator and student from Rehan School Korangi Campus. He is the son of our college, Rehan College's project manager, Sir Mohsin Rathore. He is known for helping students improve their English and for winning a gold medal for his Soundproof Room project among 199 countries. Hamza, welcome and thank you very much for joining us today and giving us your valuable time. I'm really excited to have you here.
Okay, no problem for that. Hi, everybody. My name is Hamza Rathore, and I am a student of Rehan School Korangi Campus. Plus, I am a communicator. So, I help kids to prove their English proficiency so they can speak English better.
Okay, Hamza, thank you. And let's begin the questions. First of all, please introduce yourself in your own words.
Okay, so as I told you guys, my name is Hamza Rathore, and I am a student plus a communicator at Rehan School Korangi Campus. So I genuinely get rid of kids' shyness, improve their English proficiency, so they can build a good accent and then they can have confidence in them. My full name is Hamza Rathore English Wala on my Facebook, my Instagram, and yeah, you guys can approach me on Rehan School Korangi Campus if you guys want to come and meet me. So you can.
How would you describe your role as a communicator?
Okay, speaking of how would I describe my role as a communicator, I would tell you guys that I specifically, teach my kids how to prove their English proficiency. First of all, second of all, I get rid of their shyness because some of these kids don't love to come in front of the cameras, don't like to speak English. So this is what I get rid of inside them. Now, I specifically want to build their confidence so they can talk with us in English. And I am really, really honored to get rid of these kids' shyness and build their confidence. So now I'm in here in Korangi campus, so that's why I'm just getting rid of their, shyness and then their unpleasant kid who is inside them who's not trying to speak the English. So yeah.
Hamza, can you tell us about your early life, your first school experience, and when you were yourself starting to learn and speak English?
Okay, so yeah, speaking of that, how I started learning my English, it's a really nice question. Okay, so we talk about it, and you guys would be super duper excited to hear it. So my dad, Mohsin Rathore English when I was a kid, I was like, we would say 3 years old. So I was like 3 years old. My dad would actually start talking in English with me, and he is always like he would talk in English with me. He would always like communicate with me. He would try to speak with me. I did not even get a thing. I grew up. I in this age I became 5. So when I was 5, uh, I genuinely started speaking English. I knew how to talk in English, and then I started building my accent one by one and one by one. But now I am over 14, and now my accent is getting better, and I can specifically communicate with others. And yeah.
So, can you describe when you started to learn English? What methods did you use?
Okay, yeah, I did. Well, speaking of how did I started learning English and what kind of methods, I would say I did not use any methods. I used two types of methods, and those are the most important ones. You see this wall? I always use the wall and the mirror. I did not know how to speak English at first, but I used a broken English in which I added Urdu. in which I added some weird Chinese words, Japanese words. I mixed them up. I would always talk to this wall or any kind of wall that I found, or even though I could stand in front of a mirror, I started speaking with it. Because I know that if I could speak in front of that guy, so then why cannot I speak in front of other people? So there I built my confidence, and now after speaking with the wall with the broken English, now I know how to speak English correctly. So yeah.
So you mentioned Chinese and Japanese words. What were those words? Do you still remember them, or have you learned more Japanese and English, or Chinese?
uh yeah, a lot of stuff I have learned past few weeks, and then I like a lot of stuff in that age. And I still remember one thing, and it's not good, but I would tell you guys, in Japanese it's a word called anta nani shitten no yo. Now you guys can go ahead and check the meanings out, but I'm not actually like gonna explain it. So yeah, I only remember that word.
Okay. Which language amongst Chinese and Japanese do you like most?
Okay, so specifically speaking of which kind of language do I like, I am in love with, you could say, the breath we come up to the Arabic. One of my favorite languages, one of my favorites. Don't get me wrong on that. I just love that language. And on the first place is my.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Hamza. And my next question is, what hurdles did you face when you were starting to learn and speak English?
Okay, so yeah, I faced a lot of issues at that time. I mean, like, I did not specifically know how to speak in English. I told you before. In that age, I was like around 4 to 5, and then I specifically speak like a broken English, as you know. In Urdu, I know how to say it in a desi way. So हम उसको कहते हैं, मैं गोइंग टू द ऑफिस जा रहा हूँ, इस तरीके से ना उसके अंदर उर्दू एंड इंग्लिश आई वुड लव टू मिक्स इन इट. So yeah, that was supposed to be my broken English plus Urdu. So yeah, so this was the kind of thing that I faced during at that time. But I also faced a lot of issues in my fluency, in my accent. So yeah, but now I'm better in it, and I can speak two types of accents. One is British, one is the Brazilian one. So yeah, and second is the Romanian one. Third, sorry. So the Romanian one is one of my favorites. So yeah.
Can we hear both of those Romanian Brazilian accents from you, Hamza? Can you please say one to two sentences in each in Brazilian and Roman?
Okay, yeah, da. I specifically forgot my Brazilian accent. That sometimes happen, but I still remember my, you know, Romanian one. So let me tell you some sentences in that accent. My name is Hamza Rathore, and I specifically love doing my work. And nowadays, I am teaching at Rehan School Korangi Campus, and today I am here sitting in an interview right now, and you people won't regret it. But yeah, I'm here, so don't worry, guys. I'm sitting over here. Any questions you got, you can ask from me. So yeah.
What about Scottish accent? Have you heard that?
Scottish accent. I have never, ever heard about the accent, and if I would have time, I would love to practice on my Scottish accent. So yeah.
You should listen up. It is very funny. So let's move on to the next question.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
What inspired you to become a communicator?
Oh, that question. Never thought that I was gonna hear that question, but yeah, let's go. Specifically speaking of what inspired me is my dad, Sir Mohsin Wala. He inspired me because you could say the fact how he teaches kids and how he communicates with them. I found out by him that the kids sometimes stop speaking in English and then they can not make more videos and sometimes they're shy. Then I thought that why don't I talk with Rehan and a lot my dad. So we both had a conversation. Rehan also told me that if you want to, you can communicate. So there started my journey as a communicator for Rehan School. So yeah, that was my inspiration.
And what do you think are the most important skills for effective communication?
Okay, for effective communication, the most important skills are your accent and the fact how you speak and the fluency. These three are the pro tips. First of all, your accent. Second of all, how you communicate with the person. If you communicate slowly, that is a nice way, and then you can achieve more things in it, and then you can specifically talk about the main stuff. So, this is what I would say, and then yeah, these are the key points that you always have to keep in your mind during the effective communication. So, yeah.
How do you help students improve their English proficiency?
Okay, so how do I help them, right? Specifically speaking of that question, I like communicate with them and then, I get rid of their shyness in a very fun way. Sometimes the kids and the older, you could say, elder persons who are studying from me in the English accent, they sometimes get stuck and I help them. I encourage them that you can do it. You have a willpower, you can do it. Everybody has that willpower. If you have it, you're gonna do it. So I always encourage them, help them, and then give them words in their mouth so they can speak. So yeah.
How do you encourage them when they feel demotivated or embarrassed of themselves?
Okay, specific. Well, speaking of that question, I say them this word, which is a key point for them. I always say that mistakes make you better. Mistakes always make you better, right? So I always say them this word, and I also guide them that if you make a mistake, don't worry, don't hesitate. Even the I sometimes can get stuck. So yeah, everyone makes mistakes. This is a natural phenomenon. So yeah, I always say them this word, and then they just get on their feet again.
Do you think there are any other challenges that the young English learners face when they are starting to speak English, apart from getting stuck or getting embarrassed?
Yeah, they sometimes have, you could say that, emotion in them, which kind of like make them embarrassed of themselves. But it's, you could say, a certain emotion, a certain fact if they start learning English at first place. Like if it's a beginner, like a Nigerian, if we say if it's in Brazilian, if it doesn't know how to speak in English, their accent would be some sort of yo, what's you doing? What do you want to do? So they would sometimes use S in every single word. They would sometimes use D in every single word, like that. And yeah, so this is how they feel difficulties in their accent and speaking English. So this is why they feel embarrassed.
Okay, we talked a lot about your English speaking, teaching experiences, and you shared a lot of good tips for the students who are starting to learn English and speaking. Let's move on to your project. Please tell us about your soundproof room project.
Okay, so I made a soundproof room for those people I genuinely made a prototype. It was happening in during 2023, and I was in fifth grade. So I read a chapter about sound, and then there was this community called Korea. At that time in September, it was taking place. So our teacher said that if you want to take it, Hamza, you can take it and take a part in that. So yes, I agreed. Then I made a soundproof room for those people who cannot sleep, study, or they're older and they're patients. You know, patients who are sick. Okay, let's take an example. If you have an exam and then there's a wedding next door, your mind would obviously go to the songs, right? Not on the studies. Your mind would directly go towards this song that there's a wedding next door. I want to check it out. So you would not specifically look ahead to your studies. So yeah, I made a whole soundproof room for those people, and the sound doesn't come in, and the sound doesn't goes out. So I tested it out with a lot of different layers. I first used thermocol sheets to like I made a whole room and then add a mini room in between. Then I stuffed it in with mud. So I checked the decibels out. It was like around 50. Well, not 50 though. You could say 70 to 75 decimals. I added leaves in it because the leaves genuinely absorb a lot of sun, right? If you know. So it was around like you could say 50 to 53 and so some. So yeah. Then I added X-rays. X-rays changed the game, bro. X-rays changed the game. Now after adding the X-rays, it was around like 20 to 15 decimals, and we were shocked, genuinely shocked. Then we added cotton. We stuffed it in the gaps between the, cardboard actrays. So we stuffed it around all over, and then the sound was not coming, and then it was whole soundproof. So we showed it to the countries of Pakistan. We got first place in it. Then we went. Then the journey continues. So yeah.
Okay, Hamza, what inspired you to participate in this project? You could have done some other thing. What initially inspired you to participate in it and try to win it?
Okay, so my inspiration came from those people who genuinely suffer from noise pollution a lot. They sometimes get sick, they sometimes cannot sleep, study, and they're also patients. So that was my inspiration that I could make myself better in it and I could help those poor people that they could survive in this sort of an environment. As nowadays, there are a lot of high frequency sounds, a lot of noise pollution from the cars, and yeah,
How did you compete against so many countries, like 199 countries? What type of event was this?
it was an event in educators' history. First of all, let me tell you the whole story. If you don't mind, I would tell you the whole story. So, before I told you how we made the project, now this was the first level in which we made the project. We showed it, we got first place. We moved to the second one. It was in Lahore, Islamabad, and Rawalpindi. These were the whole, you could say, cities and the provinces in Pakistan, which were taken apart in it. So that was the second level. Means the last level, second last level. So we got second place in it. We were super excited. Now we finally went into the nationals, and the nationals was just the last level. Nobody went over there. Well, nobody, everyone went over there, but they didn't got places. So we participated in that. In it, all of the countries, all of the provinces of Pakistan were there, like Balochistan, Peshawar, Khanewal, and then a lot of you could say like that, and Rawalpindi, and all of them. So I showed my project to them, and we genuinely won first place in it, and we were super duper excited. We thought it was over. Now, after a week later, we get a call from that same event, who were hosting that event. Korea called the STEAM project. They called our school from the you could say foreign countries, and they were like, "Hey, where are those kids of yours? We want to take them into the international level." We were shocked. In 25 years of history of educator, nobody went in the international level, and we were the only first child and children who went in that international level. Specifically speaking of that cream, that whole project that I made. So there were a lot of projects. I was not hoping that I would win. A girl made a healing cream. She cut her hand. She showed us the hand that was cut. It was bleeding, and then she applied that cream, and then the hand actually the wound just healed in 1 minute. The whole wound just disappeared. And then a girl made a buzzer for those people, well, not people though, specifically for animals. If the jungle caught a fire, so the animals would hear the alarm and then they would run away. And then you could say a guy made a pill. If you would take it, you would lose your fat in no time. There were so many stunning projects, and then I showed mine. So I showed mine. I showed the decimals that were coming out, and in now we were excited. But on that day, I did something that I wasn't supposed to. You know, garur. In Urdu, we call it garur. Uh, it is such a bad thing. I thought that I can do it. मैं कर सकता हूँ, and मेरे अंदर मैं आ गई थी. आई वाज लाइक कि भाई मैंने करना है, मुझे तो आती है इंग्लिश. तो मेरी मैम मुझे लेके डूब गई, एंड देन आई जस्ट गॉट स्टक इन द मिडल ऑफ नोवेयर. आई वाज़न्ट स्पीकिंग अ लॉट, but I managed to say it. I managed to complete my speech on my project, and then after 1 month, I started my prayers, and I was crying a lot that why did I did this? Please just let me win in this. It is the international level. Nobody win in this, and in the 25 years of history of educator, nobody went there. So yeah, I started crying the moment I went home. And after 1 month, there was a fashion show. If you know, like Gucci and Jimmy Choo, right? So they stopped the fashion show and they announced all of the winners of those projects. First came the bronze, then you could say silvers and aluminiums, and finally came the gold medalists. And we were on top in the gold medal awards, and we actually got the gold medal in the 25 years of history. And our picture is on the wall of educators Lucknow campus, and we're super duper happy that I got to be in this, all thanks to my mother's blessings, well, my dad's blessings, all of the blessings from my elders, and also bless my prayers. So yeah, prayers also helps a lot.
Educators Campus, you mentioned. What is the name of the branch?
It is Lucknow campus of the educators.
Okay. Okay, Hamza. I want to ask you, how did you learn about this project? How did you learn to make it? Did you learn it at school, or did you do it out of interest at home, like a hobby?
Okay, so speaking of that, I had five friends of mine, but not five, three friends of mine, and then we had an idea that let's make a soundproof room. And I first got that idea, then they agreed on it. So we thought of making a prototype, and then I told you the making process. We used x-rays, mud, leaves, and so and so. Every kid who made the soundproof room project, right, after us in our school, in the same school. So we all, after when we decided that we were going to make this project, we told this to teacher that our others make it to teacher grade. So yeah, nobody was selected on that time, but we were. We made the project in our home. If you know, whenever you make anything in your home, it always turn out to be good, because you know what things did you use, at what period did you fix it, and what do you need to do with that. And when you make it in school, you cannot test it properly with your phone and so, right? So yeah.
Okay, Hamza. Last question for this session is what problems and issues you faced when you initially started to work on this project?
Oh my god, the interesting question of my life. The interesting question of my life. Okay. Let's say, well, it's not interesting. It's a pain in a hand, a pain in a foot. Okay. I faced a lot of challenges. First, I had to find the actress. I went to many grocery stores, many shops, many dairy shops to find those actors. It was a pain in the hand and a pain in the feet. I went everywhere. I searched. Finally, I found them. Next came the leaves, the hardest part of my life. I had to climb a tree. I fall 5 to 6 times from the tree. Bared back. I hurt my back again. So I collected the leaves gradually. That was second. Now, third was the mud process. I had to collect pure, fine, and good mud. It took me ages to find it. I found it in grounds, didn't find good mud. Found it on streets, didn't like the mud. Then finally came the option where I had to go at a beach and then pick up some mud. Yeah. That was the last process to find the styrofoam plus the glues. It's super duper bad. I had to go everywhere. Everywhere. I searched everywhere. Then I finally found a utility store where I found the thermocol sheets plus the glue gun sticks. And dude, if I tell you it took me 4 days to find those thermocol sheets. Yeah, so that was the hardest thing.
Okay, Hamza, I enjoyed a lot learning about your project, about you, your English speaking and learning methods, and everything, how you started to work on this project and what problems and issues you faced. I am really, really thankful for you for joining me and sharing your journey with me and my viewers. Your achievements, your communication skills, and your dedication are truly inspiring. And I know we have so much to learn from you. Inshallah, we will make another episode on your remaining experiences and projects. And thank you to everyone who joined the live stream today. I hope you learned something valuable and enjoyed the conversation like me. Hamza, thank you again. And everyone, take care, stay motivated, and I will see you in the next live stream. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum everybody and bye again. Don't forget to follow Omer Education Wala and Hamza Rathore English Wala on Facebook and YouTube and you could say on Instagram and so. So yeah, see you guys with another video and with another live stream session. Next time we would kind of talk about my mythology stuff, so stay tuned for that. So yeah, Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz, Hamza.